looking at another musical project in Scratch 1.4. Now the week before last we did a very simple tune. We've got a much more complicated tune to do today, and we're going to do some graphics with it as well. But let's start with the very simplest thing we have to do. So if you look down here at the stage, if we go to the stage to start with, go to backgrounds, we're going to edit the stage, we're going to select the fill tool, choose black, and we're just going to make it black. So if I clear it, this is how it is. Select the fill tool, go to black, and we're going to click on black and press OK. That's really simple, just get the background black. There's no scripts on the background at all. And if we go up to our sun sprite, if I click on the sun sprite, we just get him in costumes. So we can just say edit or get in costumes. So you go to the middle tab here. So 1, 2, 3. Second one in, and we get our fantasy. And he should be in there, and that's going to be our bright star. There he is, the sun, and obviously the sun's star. So we're going to choose him and put him in. And we're going to put him in around the middle of the stage at the top. Because what we're going to do is we're going to make another sprite, and this one we're going to do in New Sprites, Paint a Sprite. And we're going to do the words to Twinkle Twinkle Little Star in 7 costumes. So we go into Paint a Sprite, and we do our first costume, and we just call this Twinkle. We go to the text tool, we choose white because we've got a black background and we're going to put a white writing in, and we just, as long as we don't put it in this area, this is where our sun's going to be, we can put it anywhere we like on the actual screen, and we're just going to type in Twinkle. Okay, make sure that we have a capital T. Obviously you can't see it very well, and I think we're going to put the size of the type, the font size, we can do as 18. Okay, and then just press OK, and that will give you your sprite here. If I go up to costumes, there we go, Twinkle. So the first Twinkle I've put under the sun, and then the rest of the song I'm going to do in different places around him. So to do the rest of them, I click on the Twinkle sprite that we've already done, go to costumes, and I just say copy or new costume, and I do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And then I change the text from Twinkle. The second costume will be Little Star. Third costume, How I Wonder. Fourth costume, Where You Are. Up Above the World So High. Like a Diamond. And then the 7th one, In the Sky. And we can't put them all in the same place. So we've got to remember when we're doing the costumes to move them around just a little bit. So it adds just a little bit of suspense of where the words are going to come up, and it will help us be more dynamic in the song. So long as it doesn't go over the star, they can be anywhere on the screen. Okay, how do we do our actual song? So if we go to scripts, it's long scripts here, and what I'm going to do is provide a PDF with the whole code for you to look at and copy. But in reality, the only action scripts are these here that we're going to use. So in looks, we're going to take switch to costume, and if we go to this little black diamond, we've got the whole song there because we've got our 7 costumes, and we're going to choose each costume as it comes up in the algorithm. So I'm going to start off with Twinkle. And then we're either going to show or hide the costumes as they come up. We're going to set our instrument in sounds. So we're going to go to sounds, pull out this one, set instrument. Now I've chosen acoustic grand piano, but you can experiment with that once you've done the whole song. The only other programming block we're going to use from sound is play note. So not play drum, but we're going to pull out play note. And if you remember here, this is the time the note plays for. So to make the song sound really good, we're going to move between 1 beat and 0.5 beats. So what we're going to do now is just going to have a look at how we've put this all together. Now, if you remember, the little black triangle gives us our instrument on the first one. We're only going to use that once. But the play notes has got the same black triangle. When we press that, it gives us a keyboard. And that keyboard is going to have numbers on it. And those numbers are going to be selected for the notes that we're going to use. So as we go down this list, you can see we've got lots and lots of different numbers, all in the key of C, so they're all going to be white notes. So we've got C, we've got A, and we've got G. And that's the number that we're going to choose. Alright, so the first one is C, that's nice and simple. And we're just going to do C is there. Okay, you can actually hear the note when you do it. C. And then we just go down this list here, adding the notes in. Now, in between the notes, we're going to say switch to costume twinkle, which is our first one. So if I go to costumes, put it on twinkle, go back to scripts, and twinkle is going to come up underneath the sun. And then we're going to say hide it, set instrument to 1, because we don't want it there at the start. We want that to come up when the music starts playing. So then we're going to say show, and then we're going to say play note, hide, show, hide. And that twinkle is going to twinkle. So if I show you by turning it on, now did you see that the twinkle, because we got hide, show, hide, it actually flashed. We're not going to need that for the rest of the song. So when we get down to note 67, we're starting little star. Okay. Again, we're going to say show, and we're going to go through little star 69, 69 for 0.5, 0.5, and then 67 for 1 beats. And then we're going to switch to costume How I Wonder. So if we go up here on How I Wonder, and that's where we are there. Back to scripts. Play note 65, 65, 64, 64. And then we're going to switch costumes to What You Are. So we go to costumes, and What You Are is here. To swap in the actual program, we just go to the black triangle and down to What You Are in our list. Remember, when you make your costumes and you write down each costume, twinkle, little star, make sure that you have it here in the title. So if I go to twinkle, it comes up here, twinkle. If I go to little star here. We're going to call the sprite words. So when we click on it, we go up here and we name it words. Okay, back to our scripts. Then we're going to go to switch costume to up above the world so high. Press triangle, select up above the world so high, and then the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0.5, and that's 67, 67, 65, 65, 64, 64, and then for 1 beat, 62. Okay, now what we're going to do is just follow the PDF all the way down that I supplied, and that will give you all the notes of the song and where you have to switch to costumes. So let's just play the song and see what it looks like. So we're going to go back to the start. This is what this does here. When flag click starts the program. We're going to switch to the costume Twinkle, and we're going to hide it, set the instrument to 1 or whatever instrument you want it to do, and then we're going to show the costumes as they come up. So this is what it should sound like. Okay, so it's going to be a lot of work putting in the costumes and the right notes. Take it slowly, use the PDF, double check as you go, and have fun with it.